I'm just gonna opt out of that one.
You're not gonna believe this. A guy shows up holding a container and says, "I found a new species of grasshopper." He opens the lid, and out comes this massive alien-looking bug.
Den her græshop, den har...
At first, I thought it was just a grasshopper or something, but when I looked closer, it looked totally different. It was huge, and the head looked sharp, like a dragon's. I think it's a lanternfly, also called a resina. You only find them in Southeast Asian forests. Seeing one in real life would feel like meeting an alien. In the clip, it climbs up the guy's hand, real slow. Just watching gave me the chills, but that was just the beginning. In another video, a guy's exploring this island, Tiritiri Matangi. He spots something behind a tree, a giant bug just stuck on the trunk. One look, and you know, that thing is not from Earth. The guy slowly reaches toward it. I was like, dude, what are you doing? The bug doesn't even flinch. The tension was insane. I was sweating just watching it. That bug, it's called a giant weta. It's actually the heaviest insect in the world. Looks terrifying, but it's totally chill. Herbivore, super docile, can't even jump well. Some people even keep them as pets. Nature really teaches you, don't judge by looks. Me, I would have screamed and bolted. Guess who just got hunted? The mantis, top predator in the insect world. 0.25 seconds, that's all it takes. It snatches and finishes the prey in a blink. This time the mantis is eyeing another bug. It looks weak, small, wingless, slow. Basically, mantis dinner. But what happens next? Totally insane. The mantis goes in, grabs it with its front legs, and then poof. Something blasts out. In slow motion, you see it. The bug sprays this white liquid straight at the mantis's face. The mantis freezes, just stares, drops the bug, and stops moving. It got knocked out instantly. That little beast? It's called the bombardier beetle. Some folks call it a fart bug, 'cause yeah, it fights with literal chemical farts. It sprays toxic gas from its butt at over 212 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot enough to burn skin, can even blind you if it hits your eyes. Shockingly, this tiny monster lives on every continent, except Antarctica. Most bugs, if they get hit by that blast, they're done. Even mantises can't handle it. So yeah, size, looks, doesn't mean squat. What matters is what kind of weapon you've got.
First time I've seen a mantis lose its dinner. Insane.
Time to feed the pets. Inside a small container, there's a big toad and a tiny bug. Anyone would think, welp, that bug's getting eaten. But then something totally nuts happens. The toad slowly moves toward the bug, and bam, the tiny bug attacks first. I had to rewind. I couldn't believe my eyes. The toad starts flailing, trying to shake it off, but after like 10 minutes, it just freezes. The bug actually hunted it. One comment said, "So who's the pet now?"
Check out this beetle attacking this tree frog.
That bug? It's called the yellow ground beetle. And get this, it specializes in hunting frogs and toads. It sneaks up behind resting amphibians and bites into their back muscles to paralyze them. Then it eats them, slowly. And yeah, even the larvae do that. The first thing baby beetles do after hatching? Go find a frog. They're literally born thinking, time to eat a frog. We always thought frogs eat bugs, but this flips that on its head. Nature's way of saying there's no such thing as top or bottom.
It's not even poison. It just bites them to death. Terrifying.
You've probably seen this photo before. A hand covered in tiny holes. Just looking at it gives you the creeps.
Some types of giant water bugs lay their eggs on water plants.
Recently, a video overseas blew up. Over 10 million views. The message? Simple. Touch this bug, and your hand will end up like this. The video shows a hand covered in holes, big and small. It's seriously disturbing, almost nauseating. Don't worry though, I'll blur it for you. I got you. But the bug they warn you never to touch, doesn't it look kind of familiar? Yup, it's a water bug, called a water scorpion. These guys are actually pretty common near fresh water. So why the fear? Well, male water bugs carry eggs on their backs, like dozens of eggs, just stuck right there, and they carry them until they hatch. Kind of a super dedicated dad, but the way it looks, honestly kinda gross. Rows of dots all over the back. For people with trypophobia, it's nightmare fuel. That's where all the rumors started. Touch it, and your skin gets holes. It spreads some horrible skin disease, but let's clear it up. It's all false. Water bug eggs do not cause skin disease. What's actually dangerous is their bite. They've got a needle-like mouth that can stab way bigger animals. So yeah, don't touch them with bare hands, ever. The real danger isn't infection, it's pain. And honestly, behind that freaky look, there's a smart survival strategy going on.
If I see a bug in my house, I'm ready to move out.
That buzzing sound, some say it brings back military PTSD, but this isn't just noise. It can literally kill you. Meet the Asian giant hornet. Once you see it, you never forget it. It's huge, like finger-sized, and the buzzing sounds like a freaking drone. Native to Japan, China, and Korea, it's the biggest hornet on Earth. But in 2020, it showed up in the US, and people freaked out. Even northern Mexico reported sightings. Americans were used to spiders or scorpions. But this thing? Straight up monster, they said. Thankfully, by 2024, the US declared the war over. But in Asia, still the #1 threat. Most hornet-related deaths are because of this one. It's not just the pain. The venom can cause serious allergic reactions and shock. If it's buzzing near you, then flies off. That might be your only chance to run, because it's probably calling backup. That's how they work. One scouts, then calls in the swarm. And when that happens, you better run like hell.
The only predator scarier than this? An angry beekeeper?
Wait, there's a worm that bites off men's junk? It's called the Bobbit Worm. If you're into sea fishing, you might have heard of it. It's technically a type of bristle worm, but people say it's freakishly huge. Normally, it hides under sand in shallow beaches, and only about 2 to 3 centimeters sticks out. Looks like a tiny worm, right? But here's the problem. The full body. 3 meters. That's right, 3 meters. Just imagine one loon worm hiding under the sand. It ambushes prey at lightning speed, grabs fish with its razor-sharp jaws, and swallows them whole. And that's how the urban legend started. Like, it could bite off your manhood. Not exactly true, but still terrifying to imagine. A 3-meter sea worm with a monster face and lightning jaws. Honestly, if it were any bigger, full-on sea monster.
If creatures like this exist, don't tell me unicorns don't.
What you're about to see looks straight out of a sci-fi lab. A guy brings this thing to the camera, and you're just like, what is that? It's got a dragonfly body, long antennae like a longhorn beetle, and jaws like a freaking stag beetle. It even tries to bite the guy's finger. But the guy, cool as ice, just holds it and explains everything like a pro. The bug even flies around in the video, and it's bigger than you'd think. At first glance, you'd think it's some failed evolution of a dragonfly. But no, it's real. It's called a Dobson fly. Looks like a flying monster. But here's the twist. It's super weak, slow, clumsy, no defense. It gets owned by hornets, mantises, even other dragonflies. Basically, all bark, no bite. Some species do have powerful jaws, sure, but when you zoom in with a camera, that face is wilder than any CGI. Unreal, but totally real. Nature's greatest prank.
Is it just me, or is this thing kinda cute?
When I was in Florida, I saw a moth the size of a bird. Sounds fake, right? But those moths are real, and a lot of people have seen them. It's called the Atlas moth. If you watch this channel, you probably know it by now. One of the largest moths in the world. Wingspan over 30 centimeters. Found in Southeast Asia, rainforests, tropics. It doesn't really fly, more like glides. And its wing patterns? Pure art. The tips look like snake heads. That scares off predators. That's why people say, I thought it was a bird. Some say it buzzes like a helicopter. And sometimes you just say, that's gotta be CGI, right? But nope, nature made this. The look, the size, the vibe. This thing is unreal.
This one gave me trauma.